Hi, welcome back. It's hot here at the moment. Right, this video is about neuro art, but the neuro art that I wanted to explain and show to you, I'm doing it with stencils. I have done it before, but it's made them quite interesting. And for anybody who's done Nicholas Wilton's course, he talks about having different conversations with his art. For instance, he talks about having a conversation where he has the loud conversation, so the thing that's immediate to you, that hits you as you look at your picture, but then there's the quiet conversation that's in the background, and that's probably something that's lighter and a lot more subtle, and that's what I've aimed to do with this. So instead of painting, I've used some stencils. These are quite big ones actually. I've got them off of Amazon. You know, I've had this one absolutely years. It's covered in ink and all sorts of things, but it's lovely because you can use it going right across the page, and as you can see at the bottom of there, look like that. And you can also use these dots for all different places. Look in front of my face and all sorts of things, and they withstand ink really, really well. And then I've got some ones like this that anybody who does crafting, they'll have seen them all before. This is the bird stamp that I've used. I think you can just about see that there. Look, it's a bird stamp that I've used. Although when I look at it on the paper, they don't look like birds. They almost look like, I don't know, they look a bit like kangaroos, but that's not important. What's important is that I'm just showing you. And then of course I've got some lovely big stencils. I mean, you could do this, stencil this on as it is, straight to your picture, to your paper, and straight to your paper. Say if that was your sheet of paper, you can stencil straight over the top of that. And what I do is I've got this like little set, these are little set of inks. And these little set of inks, and I actually found them in a charity shop, and they're called Versicolor, and there's lavender, and it goes right through with quite a few colours, laurel leaf, and they're ever so sweet. And but you could just do this in black and white, you know, and with one of your little ink pads. But one thing that I have got is a nice, I'm just getting it for you, sorry. I bought one of these nice brushes. I got it from a craft shop, and I use this just for inking and for going round things. You know, when I'm doing crafting and things, and you brush it on, and it makes things look, when you dip it into ink, it makes things look older than what they actually are. So that's quite nice. So I've got one of those, and so I use that. So it's it shows you in the video, but you literally go straight over the top of it, and it's brilliant. And they're cheap. So yeah, so they're quite good. And then of course I've done my Neuro art over the top, but I really tried to create, that's the ice cream man going there. We always get these things happen, don't we, during videos. If it's not dogs barking or budgies squawking, it's the ice cream man. So but that's what makes it all fun, isn't it? So yeah, so but I wanted you to understand about like this loud conversation, this quiet conversation, and yet the quiet conversation in the background can be really quite intricate. So what I've done is I've used a black permanent marker to go over my Neuro lines, and I've done those first over and around the birds that I've stenciled onto paper, and then I've gone with a pale grey, again a permanent marker. You could use a gold, you could use a light brown, anything that's different and very fine in comparison to your thicker marker that you've used for the Neuro lines in the start. And then that's what creates the background and gives it interest. So then you see the picture the first thing that'll hit you first are the dark neuro lines and the birds that you see, or kangaroos, things in my case. And then from a distance as you stand back. But then if you get up close and you look, and in interest, the quiet conversation then is your more neuro lines, but they're all very fine. And so then you make them, the connections, smaller and nice. It's nicer like that. So just a little tip anyway. It's only a quick video, but I just thought that I would show you. So all right, without further ado. Okay, so I've printed a couple of the birds on, or stenciled them on, and I'm going over now with a thick marker, like I was saying. Well, it's not a thick marker, it's just a brush pen permanent marker. And so these all look, I just literally rubbed it on over the stencil. I'm doing it again now with those little inks and creating a background over the top of the birds at the moment. And you can see it close up, look. And so I've done the connections, and this is with the darker, thicker marker. Now I've scribbled over all of them, and I'm going in now with a thin liner look, and you can see how effective it is. Again, permanent marker again, always use permanents, and just filling in the connections here and spinning it round as I'm doing it. And yeah, and then I've added a few splatters of a colour that I thought would be interesting. And there we have it, close up. Look, you have your prominent lines in front, and then behind you have those finer lines that are pale grey and in the background. So I hope you like this video. Okay, bye.